In a world where fame is fleeting and beauty is abundant, there are few who manage to transform a single spark into an unshakable flame. Among them stands Ritika Badiani, known to millions as Ritika Badiani. A face that seemed to appear overnight, yet behind her rise lies a story far more complex than what the bright lights of Instagram and cinema reveal. Born in the quiet town of Porbandar, Gujarat, and raised in the bustling city of Mumbai, Ritika's journey was never one of privilege handed on a silver platter. At just 15, she found herself standing in front of the camera for the very first time. A young girl with eyes wide open to a world that often devours the fragile dreams of those who dare to enter it. But unlike most, Ritika's presence was magnetic. Something about her carried a quiet storm, an unspoken promise that she was destined for more than just fleeting attention. Her early screen moments were brief but unforgettable, playing roles in Bollywood and regional cinema that hinted at the depth of her talent. Yet, what the audience saw was only the beginning. Off-screen, she was already becoming a silent phenomenon, her charisma spilling over into the rapidly evolving digital age. The world of Instagram and TikTok became her stage, and soon, millions were not just watching her, they were captivated by her. But fame, as alluring as it seems, rarely arrives without its shadows. The Ritika that millions adored online was also the Ritika who faced the silent whispers of doubt, the ruthless comparisons, and the unrelenting question: could she move beyond being just another pretty face in an endless stream of influencers? As her followers soared into the millions, one question lingered in the minds of both fans and critics alike. Was Ritika Badiani simply a digital star born out of algorithms, or was she carving a path towards something much greater, a legacy that could endure? The answer to that question begins not in glitz and glamour, but in the very challenges that threatened to undo everything she had built. Every rise to stardom carries with it a shadow. For Ritika Badiani, the spotlight illuminated her beauty and charm, but it also exposed her to the unforgiving judgment of an industry where applause can turn into criticism overnight. Her breakthrough came with the Bollywood film Airlift in 2016, where she appeared as George's daughter. It was a modest role, but for a teenager still in school, it signaled the opening of doors many only dream of. That same year, she ventured into Malayalam cinema with Ten Kalpanakal, showcasing a versatility that was rare for someone so young. It seemed as if nothing could halt her trajectory. But success at a young age is never simple. Behind the smiles on red carpets and the carefully curated Instagram posts lay a struggle that few could see. Ritika was entering a world dominated by seasoned actors and relentless competition. Casting directors often questioned whether she had the depth to carry larger roles. Many dismissed her as just another TikTok face, a label that clung to her despite her early achievements in cinema. And when she turned to digital platforms, the challenges only multiplied. Social media brought her millions of followers, but it also invited a storm of criticism. Some questioned her authenticity, others accused her of being too young to be taken seriously. With every viral video, there came a flood of comments, praise intertwined with venom. She was learning in real time the price of visibility. But perhaps her most defining challenge came with her lead role in the Netflix film Chaman Bahar, 2020. For the first time, she was not just a background presence. She was the center of the story. The film's unconventional narrative polarized audiences. Some praised her natural screen presence, while others criticized her performance with an intensity that would have shattered the confidence of a less resilient spirit. At just 18 years old, Ritika found herself caught between adoration and harsh skepticism. And yet, it was within this storm of doubt that she discovered something extraordinary: resilience. Instead of crumbling under the weight of criticism, she studied, refined her craft, and doubled down on her passion. For Ritika, every harsh word became fuel, every rejection a lesson. She learned to embrace the duality of fame, the light and the shadow, understanding that true recognition would never come without trials. But the challenges weren't only professional. Like many young stars thrust into the public eye, Ritika faced the personal toll of living a life under constant scrutiny. Every friendship was analyzed, every rumor magnified, every decision judged. And yet, while many would retreat into silence, Ritika pushed forward with quiet strength, refusing to let others dictate her narrative. The pressure cooker of fame could have consumed her, but instead, it forged her. She was no longer just a rising starlet trying to find her place. She was becoming something far greater, a woman who would use both her triumphs and struggles to redefine her path. And it is here, in the fire of criticism and the weight of expectation, that Ritika discovered the true foundation of her empire. An empire that, as we'll soon uncover, was not built overnight, but piece by piece, through unshakable determination. From the struggles that once threatened to silence her, Ritika Badiani began to carve out something far larger than just a career in film. What she was building was an empire, one rooted not only in talent, but in strategy, adaptability, and the courage to step into uncharted territory. As the dust of criticism settled after Chaman Bahar, Ritika did something that few young stars have the foresight to do. She shifted the battleground. She realized that fame was no longer confined to the silver screen. The digital age had rewritten the rules, and if cinema was selective, the internet was boundless. She turned her energy to Instagram and TikTok, transforming them into more than just platforms for pretty pictures and dance clips. They became her stage, her voice, her battlefield. With every carefully crafted post and every short-form video, Ritika wasn't simply sharing moments. She was shaping perception. Her followers didn't just see an actress. They saw a storyteller, a fashion muse, a personality who felt accessible and magnetic all at once. Slowly, she blurred the lines between celebrity and influencer, between actress and digital star, until her presence became undeniable across multiple industries. Her empire wasn't built on luck. It was built on consistency. While others treated social media as a pastime, Ritika treated it as an art form. She understood that her audience wanted more than glamour. They craved authenticity wrapped in aspiration. And so, she gave them glimpses of her personal world. Her love for dance, her travels, her candid moments, without ever losing the aura of stardom. It was this delicate balance that made her not just popular, but unforgettable. But behind this digital dominance lay something even more impressive: her ability to collaborate and evolve. Ritika aligned herself with major brands: Whisper, Himalaya, Titan Raga, Dabur, Kissin, using each endorsement not just as a paycheck, but as a stepping stone to credibility. She was no longer just a model in commercials. She was becoming the face of trusted household names. And in that subtle transformation, the foundation of her empire solidified. Then came the turning point, the empire-building moment that changed everything. While many influencers rose and fell with the TikTok ban in India, Ritika adapted. She didn't fade with the app's disappearance. She shifted her energy entirely to Instagram, YouTube, and streaming projects. For millions who had lost their stage overnight, it was the end. For Ritika, it was the beginning of her reign. This was her defining genius. The ability to see endings not as failures, but as opportunities to dominate new arenas. And with every move, she reinforced the truth that her rise wasn't an accident. It was the result of vision and relentless reinvention. By the time her peers were struggling to reclaim their visibility, Ritika had already built a multi-dimensional empire. Film, digital media, brand endorsements, and global recognition. She was no longer asking for a seat at the table. She was building her own. But what truly made Ritika's empire stand out wasn't just the numbers. It was the way she inspired her audience to believe in resilience, in adaptability, in the power of transformation. Her story was no longer about surviving criticism. It was about using that criticism as a launchpad toward greatness. Still, behind the glitz of her growing empire lies something even more intriguing: her unmistakable sense of identity. Beyond the metrics, the fame, and the opportunities, Ritika was carefully shaping a brand that wasn't just followed, but admired. And that brand, the unique aesthetic, the style, the persona, is what we must now uncover to truly understand how she stands apart in a world overflowing with influencers. In the vast ocean of Instagram influencers, standing out is no easy task. Beauty is abundant, talent is plentiful, but what transforms a face into a brand is something far deeper. An identity, a signature style that imprints itself into memory. Ritika Badiani understood this truth early, and it became one of the most powerful tools in her ascent. Her branding did not rely solely on glamour or the fleeting aesthetics of trends. Instead, she cultivated an image that blended elegance with relatability. Every post, every campaign, every public appearance was a carefully balanced reflection of who she was. Youthful yet mature, approachable yet aspirational. It was this paradox that kept audiences engaged. She wasn't distant like untouchable celebrities of the past, nor was she overly casual like many digital creators. Ritika existed perfectly in between. A modern muse shaped for the digital era. One of her defining choices was her commitment to simplicity. While other influencers often leaned into exaggerated personas, Ritika's appeal came from an authenticity wrapped in sophistication. Her fashion choices reflected this duality. She could step into a couture gown and command the presence of a red carpet, then appear in casual wear with the same effortless charm, captivating her followers with both faces of her identity. The message was clear. Glamour wasn't just reserved for special occasions, it was an extension of everyday life. Her style became a narrative. Soft pastels that evoked innocence, bold ensembles that spoke of confidence, and traditional Indian wear that rooted her in cultural pride. Each look wasn't just an outfit, it was a statement, a chapter in the ongoing story of Ritika Badiani. Fashion was no longer about clothing. It became a language through which she communicated her evolving self. But her personal branding extended beyond appearance. The way she engaged with her audience set her apart. Ritika's captions carried thoughtfulness, her collaborations reflected discernment, and her digital presence was more than just curated, it was intentional. She wasn't simply chasing virality, she was building longevity, crafting a brand that could adapt and remain relevant across platforms and time. And it worked. Her followers didn't just scroll past her content. They paused, they engaged, they remembered. This is the rare magic of branding. Not just being seen but being felt. Ritika Badiani became more than an actress, more than an influencer. She became an archetype of modern digital stardom. A woman who could embody elegance, authenticity, and influence all at once. Yet, while her branding and style secured her a unique place in the digital landscape, they also opened the door to something larger. An opportunity to expand her presence far beyond likes and followers. Ritika's story was no longer confined to the stage of social media. She was ready to step into the realm of business and entrepreneurship, where influence transforms into empire-building power. Ritika Badiani's story is not just the tale of a rising star. It is a blueprint of courage, persistence, and transformation. From her early beginnings to the dazzling spotlight of global recognition, she carved a path that defied the ordinary. She embraced challenges not as barriers, but as stepping stones, turning doubt into determination and adversity into triumph. Her journey is proof that influence, when wielded with intention, can become more than fame, it can become impact. Ritika built her empire not only on beauty and talent, but on vision, strategy, and heart. She reminded the world that true power lies in reinvention, in resilience, and in the courage to stand tall when the world expects you to fall. And perhaps her greatest legacy is the reminder that success is never one-dimensional. It is not only about personal achievements, but about inspiring others, giving back, and leaving behind a message that will outlive the trends. Ritika Badiani is more than a model, more than an actress, more than a digital star. She is a symbol of what happens when ambition meets authenticity. But the real question is, what will her story inspire in you? Will you watch her journey as a spectator, or will you let it spark the fire to write your own? If this story moved you, don't forget to like, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to Biography TV for more powerful stories of icons who are shaping our world today. Because every empire begins with a single step. And perhaps, just like Ritika, your step is waiting for you now. For maximum watch time on Biography TV, thank you.